everyone. I thought I'd turn the camera on while I try to figure this out. I have an idea of what I want to make. I want to make just kind of a keepsake album, not a journaling album, not with pockets and flip outs and tags and everything. I want to use, this is just heavyweight cardstock, and I want to decorate each side, and that's going to be just a little keepsake thing, something pretty to look at with different laces. I printed out all of these cute little girls from Pinterest, and this I printed them out onto medium weight cardstock. And I have fabrics. I've got tablecloths I found at the vintage store or antique store. I found these things. I don't know what they are. And I've even made, and I might not use this. I might use this for a different grungy album. But I have it here just in case, you know, I want to add something to it. This is just, what is it, 32 weight copy paper. And I brushed on my coffee, and then I crumpled it up. And then I kind of like dipped it into the coffee. I learned that from Sagita, but hers came out beautiful without having to dip it into the coffee after that. But when I opened it up, I didn't have all the beautiful dark creases like she did. So that's why I went ahead and kind of dipped around it after I scrunched it up. And I will probably need to iron this a bit or lay it under some heavy books to see where it's more manageable. So far, I was using the rivets, eyelets, but I don't like the way that they are opening up, and I don't know if it's my crocodile or if it's rivets, eyelets that I've got. So I wanted to leave the two center ones without it. Since it's heavy, then I might do a little hole reinforcers. I might do that. I have decided on using the walnut stain. That's nice and dark. But what I'm trying to figure out now is whether I want, you know, this to cover the whole back side, but then you won't really see it, so that's kind of a waste. So then I pulled some of my fabric out, and I guess this is just cotton, muslin, whatever. And I think I can use that, you know, as the background, and then add the other things on top of it. Although this came out really pretty when I coffee stained it. But that's just too plain for me. I want a lot of things built up around, you know, crocheted laces and buttons perhaps, and bows. So what I'm going to do first is finish inking around the edges, and then I'll ink around. I'll pick out 2, 4, 6, 8 of these girls that I want to use, and I'll ink around them, and then I'll be right back. Okay, so I have inked around with the walnut stain, and I did the photos too. And when I do the corners, I try to get more inside, you know, so it really gets that faded look. And I didn't have to do the backs of these because I figured you won't see them. Now I am going to try to tear up some of the fabric to fit on this, but first I want to make sure I have a good straight edge, so where's the whole camera? Like an inch cut, and I'm just going to pull all that. I know when it's first cut, it's not going to be. You see how thin it gets? So this I will use. You know, I can sew this under the machine to make ruffles. And this I can just glue around and scrunch it up. So this does not go to waste. And I'll put that in one of my buckets over there. So now let's see if I can get a straighter cut. Maybe there. We'll see. So, what does it look like on the edge? Well, it's a little thinner down there, or is it? No, this up here is good. Because I don't want to cover up the holes. That's why I made sure to do the inking. This is the weird end of it. And I'm also going to save all these strings because they're good to add when you're doing embellishments, you know, like under little buttons or something. So I have a little thread saver, Vaseline, upcycled tub there. So let's start with this. Now, like I said, I don't know what I'm doing. I'm figuring this out as I go. And hopefully you can learn something, or, you know, tell me through mind power, you know, what I'm doing wrong. There we go. Okay. I am not going to worry about ironing this. It was kind of straight. It's been folded up for a while, but it's going to be covered. So I'm not going to, ouch, those things hurt. Let's work on one of the middle ones in case I mess up. I'm not going to sew anything down or glue anything down yet, because what I might do is, you know, like sew around this, or maybe sew on some of the laces. Maybe, oh no, I lost a girl. Sew on one of the girls. She just flew off the table. So I probably won't, and I've been saying sew a lot. Let me get this out of the way. Hold on. These fell on the floor too. I've been dyeing, coffee staining, I guess, instead of dyeing a bunch of stuff. So I'm not going to worry about going over the edges. I think I try to be too neat when I'm doing my journals, and I don't know, it just looks too neat sometimes. I want to change it up. I want it to go over the edge. I want it to look grungy. I want it to not be too neat. I can do some other journals that way, especially when I'm using digital kits. Let me get my bag. Owie. So these are the things that I have ordered online, and I guess it's time to use them. I've been making my own, but I don't want to cut them up. That's too painful. So I think I can cut up what somebody else made. Although that feels bad too. And stuff like this I bought at the antique shop I don't want to cut up. But I think this is going to be too little to really, unless I really have it going over the edge. Which could be like for the cover. Hey, so you go over there. I might use you. And these are things that I found also. Now, I have a bag somewhere because I went and bought like one of everything at Hobby Lobby when I was there last time. So, let me search through this bucket again. Oh my goodness. Did I know I didn't. Maybe I already took them out and sorted them. I can't remember. Ooh, yes, maybe I did. Okay, so they're in the lace basket instead of the antique stuff. Okay, so I have more to play with. I've got all of this, and I've got the beiges and creams. I don't even know what this is, but I thought that was cute. And then I found this, and I know I'm gonna use it. That's beautiful. So, let's get back in there. I have to have this in my line of sight, otherwise I forget what I have. And look what I found at the antique shop. And my hand won't fit it. But this is going on the cover someday. Okay, you get back over there. So let's see what we have to work with. Now, do I want you or do I want a real you? That is the question. See, that will be really bulky when I do it that way. Oh my God, this feels so good. That is more wedding-like. So let's see what we, on the side there, I guess I don't want it getting in the way. So what I think I might do, because this is the hard part, well, it's not hard, it's just a time-consuming part, is figuring out the layout. And once I figure out the layout, then I'll turn the camera back on. Okay, bye. Okay, am I in line? There we go. This is kind of like my first draft. A lot of times once I start gluing, different things come to mind. But I think this is what I'm going to start with. So let me just make a few cuts. And hopefully remember. And maybe here. And I think I only had room for one of you. And you, I need to cut you weird. Let's see. Good to go right there. All right, and I apologize if I get quiet. I'm not used to talking. I think we're gonna do this one the whole way, even though, you know, it gets covered, but it still gives a bit of texture underneath. Oh, you're the white one, you go in there. And I think I will, yikes. Cover this a bit with a piece of this. And don't want to just cut into that, otherwise I'll just be avoiding it. So let's just do it. That first cut is the hardest. The lady at the antique store, evidently, she might be a crafter too, because she said these are what they call cutters. You either use them as a tablecloth or you're gonna cut it up. So if I stitch on this, you really won't see it. If I stitch, what I'm gonna do, let me stitch around the girl at least, to give her a little something something, and I might sew her onto that. and I'll be right back. Okay, so I did a little plain stitch around, and let me get in my seat. Let's get to gluing. Hopefully this hasn't thickened up. I need to pour some more in it. Scoot down. Okay, so that was the plow guy calling to tell me to move my car so he could do the backyard. He scared the tar out of me because while I was filming, I was not expecting a phone call. Okay, now to try to remember what I was doing. Okay, so I glued that. I cut a piece of this out, and we're gonna put you there. And let's get the glue back out. Gotta get all refocused now. It was cold out there. We got a good 5 or 6 inches last night, and then it's been a light drizzle all day, so everything's getting nice and icy. And I just learned how to properly use the ice scraper on my car. You gotta use the opposite side first to cut the grooves in, and then use the smooth side. I was like, cool. After how many years? Oh, goodness. We're supposed to get some more snow tonight. I know they got a weather advisory. I don't like it when it snows at night because that kind of takes away the pleasure of watching it snow. And if we had 5 or 6 inches, that would have been a long day of, you know, enjoying the snowfall. So I kind of feel like I've been robbed. And this is either getting low or getting thick, so excuse me for a second while I pour some more in. They didn't give me a top this time, so I just have to pour this in. Ooh. When it gets too thick and wants to stick to everything, that's when I put in some acetone. And that's when you just sit here and get high off the smell. Whee! Okay, a little bit more. And that's the fun part, stopping it. All right, wipe that off. That won't stick, hopefully. This is what I need. Okay, back to business. So I want her at an angle. Don't want that down yet because we had decided, did we want something there to cover that up? See, now that's the thing. It needs something. So I do want to put that down first. Let's try it this way. Nice and gooey. Okay, so we were going to, let me clip some of these little strings. Hey, is that static in here? Yeah, do we want it that way? Oh, I don't really want to show. Does, yeesh. I thought I made up my mind. Well, this way, these are easy enough to either move out of the way to put the little ring thingies in, book rings. I cannot waste my mind space right now trying to think of words. It's focused on gluing. Okay, let's get that a little straight. Okay. Next, we wanted, this stuff's always the hardest. Okay. I'm still new to all this layering. I've watched like a gazillion videos and just saved so many pictures off of Pinterest and just trying to figure out how they did it. And so that's one of the main reasons why I film, so that I can remember how I did it, and to also, if it turns out halfway decent, I can share with everyone else who's struggling with layering. And pretty soon we'll all be good at it, right? Oh, I may have put too much there. It's really sucking in. Okay, just makes a bigger mess. Shoot, we wanted you to come around and kind of frame her. Glue on her face, my goodness. And so then this little piece pretty much can just glue on her there. All right, go easy. There we go. Now, again, I can't tell the top from the bottom, but since that looks a little rougher, I'll use you as the bottom. How about that? And I'm struggling not to cut that, but then it'll be neat, and neat is not what we're going for, right? It's pretty. We'll see what bothers me and what doesn't. Okay, so, yeesh, no stick to me. Let's go ahead and glue her down. Let's just glue her a little bit in the center in case I want to add some stuff under her. So I already know I got to cover that mess up. You know, it just, the way it's stuck to that is not pretty. So we know this is going to be her collar. And do we do laces? We need to do something different because we've got enough to choose from. A little sticky thing so these don't fall and hide everywhere. Is this too big? Well, I'll definitely hide that. Let's see what we can do here. Get that end. got flowers. I don't have a huge selection of flowers. Although I have the ones I've been making. Oops. They're the small ones. I think the small ones are all on the bottom. Ooh, that we definitely need to use. I made it just for this. That too. I made that for this too. Something small. I made some small pieces to go around, you know, small pictures. So those are some good ones. And do I want to introduce some pink? We won't know until we get it out. Here. See, and that would cover up that end nicely. Or is that too big? This smaller one. Or do we need you? Or how about you? Oh, you're way too small. So it's between them two. So far. And, ooh, we got these little things. I really don't know what I've tucked in these different baskets. Get you up there. Yeah, I love that. And we've got flowers. Do we want to do that there and have another flower? Do we need a white flower? White just blends in. That'll work. And we can use this on something else. I don't know if this needs to be in the flower or not. I guess it should be. Now I need to find a thing for that. Is big enough? Yay! Okay. Okay, what do you think? Go for it. Okay, what first? What first? I think we can glue this down some more. Now that we're not going to put anything else under her, make sure she's nice and secure. Did I say that right? Make sure she's nice and secure. Yeah, okay. I can't talk and do. Oh, okay. That'll work. Now, how do we want to do this? Try sticking it on this. Pull here and there. And it falls down. And I get it on my finger. Okay. Let's go put a bow in her hair. Little flower. That mess up there. These so pretty. I guess they just did lace and just kind of flip-flopped it all over the place. But they are so pretty. This stuff is so strong. I really am getting high. Oh my goodness. Alright, I have a little pearl. Whoops. Even though it's got some glue on it, I need to make sure it's going to stay, so. A little dab will do ya. And try to get you in the center. Okay, I think we may be done. Normally, I might go ahead and do a little, you know what they're called. Excuse me. Either a little one of these safety pins or the bulb pin. So we'll put them out just so that I can remember. I need to find a punch or a die cut for those little bitty tags. I could probably just cut one out of cardboard or cardstock. I don't want it quick and easy. So I'm just going to attach this in here and here so I can decide later on which one I want to use. And then have something hanging. So that is the first one. And I think it's cute. I'm debating whether or not to put little sayings on them, but then I always worry that somebody might not like the saying, even though I would use, you know, inspirational sayings or something. And I guess they can do that. That would be something if they wanted to add. Yeah. Okay, so I'm going to let this dry. I'm going to give my back a break. And I will do another one and upload it for you. Let me know if you like them, if they're helping you at all, what I need to do different. And happy crafting. I'll see you later. Bye-bye.